Hi, this is a reading for you. It is not attached to a zodiac sign nor a timeline. The intention is if you come across this reading, it should benefit you in some way. That being said, let's get started. I've pulled a Celtic cross spread for you here, and I must say this reading is very inspiring in a lot of ways. It seems like something has been sparked within you. Passion, really embodying a fire energy, creative, motivated, up for the challenge. I think that you're contemplating taking on extra weight or responsibility, or there's very much a willingness to do so. It also talks about maintaining your emotional self, acting out of logic and knowing rather than letting your feelings sway you this way or that way. And you have the sun on ground level. I feel like you have a golden opportunity developing here, and I think that you've become very aware of it. I think that you've become very aware of exactly what you want. And that may have taken some time. Ahead of you, this is swift movement forward. This is communication, this is clarity, this is information even. I'm seeing it as just placing it into action. And one thing is for certain, there's an old chapter here that is dead, done, and over with. You're walking away from everything that once was, everything that was your perspective, and I kind of get the impression that you're simplifying in a lot of ways. You're walking away from the old way of doing things, or even old people specifically. I'm going to say this is sort of the best choice you can make because, the overall outcome here is essentially diving into the competition, putting forth all of the effort to overcome any obstacles. It's like bring the pressure, bring the weight, bring the strain, you're ready for it. And that does pay off. You have the Hierophant. This could be even developing a platform in some way. Maybe you do something publicly, or you're starting a public project, be it like a channel or a creative endeavor, whatever. I feel like there's probably a lot of competition or some sort of competitive element to it that you're just not even going to contemplate or think about. You're just doing it. I also think that in a lot of ways, this growth or this idea or this inspiration will bring wish fulfillment to those around you, particularly those who are stable in your life. And I do feel like, there could be a sense of someone wanting to invest in you, or just a lot of abundance to be gained here. And, this comes with the Star. So this can talk about standing out in some way, but it also talks about a sense of relief, a sense of healing. And again, I do feel like your actions sort of directly affect someone around you for the better. And, you're crossed with wish fulfillment. But I feel like this is, again, someone around you. I do think that it is a wish fulfillment for you, but I also kind of see this as knowing and also having the answers you need. One thing that's standing out to me with this Ten of Pentacles is, and it's especially standing out to me in this reading, is that it's shaped as the tree of life. So I feel like you've been going through a process of, bringing the idea or the thought form into reality. This is the process of creation. A thought, an idea, a concept becoming denser and denser until it manifests in the physical reality. And I feel like that is just ahead of you, the actual obtainment of it. I kind of get the impression of letting go of any resistance that you've been holding on to, or anxiety or hesitation. I think that you're seeing opportunities and what you hope for in a very clear way. And there's a few, there's moments in life where it's almost like destiny presents itself, right? And we can either choose to grab onto it or not. And if we don't, we often regret it, but we also will never know what possibilities lie ahead if we had taken that risk. And I don't think that that's a gamble you're really willing to take. I think that you're going to seize the day. You're going to seize your destiny. I feel like this is work that you're already doing, or have been very much inspired to do, or have started in some way. And I don't know, it's like you're kicking it up a notch. You're starting to get a lot more serious about it. And there may be some skepticism around this. Here's the thing though, like, I feel like you have a knowing. You have the answer. And I do feel like someone will put faith into you. And I feel like there's maybe resolving of a pessimistic perspective. I don't think that's with you though. I think that's someone you're involved with. It's almost like you demonstrate something or you show something. And there is justice here. Your advice is to trust yourself, to give something your all, to keep a clear frame of mind, not letting doubt or debate creep in, really. And acting with a sense of inspiration. Not really paying attention to this idea of needing to figure things out, or fear of being overwhelmed. And again, I feel like there's sort of a trust that is involved with this as far as your collaborations. So it could be investors, or it could be like someone supporting you in this, or I feel like you could even be assisting someone in some kind of way, but it would feel like an equal exchange or an agreement in some way. I feel like you might have someone, this is probably a past person maybe in the outside influence, sort of observing you. You might have someone communicate with you who's sort of afraid to. Yeah, I feel like you can expect someone to be resistant to change. This is sort of a completely separate thing though, because in a lot of ways I feel like you've closed out, again, a massive, massive chapter here. And there's almost a sense of investigating. I feel like this is someone on the outside looking in at you, like maybe someone you left behind, or, you know, in some ways you're showing, like, say it was someone who kind of felt like you wouldn't be able to manage without them, and it's almost like you're doing better than they are. I don't know, yeah, I kind of get that, you know, because it's almost like you're starting this whole new chapter here, and, you know, maybe they were manipulative, or maybe they tried to, you know, do whatever, and it's kind of like justice is served. It almost feels like a process of initiation, not necessarily in like a magical sense, but in life. I feel like you're starting to plant seeds. You know, you're making a choice here because, you know, I feel like you've been trying to problem solve for a long time, or trying to sort of sort out the best way of going about things. And I feel like you're really trying to start to bring something into fruition here. And I don't know, you know, and on the process of initiation, you're represented by the Hierophant, right? And the Hierophant, on his crown, there's 3 layers to his crown, which is symbolic of stages of development or stages of initiation. Not in this deck, but the Rider-Waite deck. I'm pretty sure Waite was a Freemason, and for me, it very much speaks to those degrees, you know, entered apprentice, fellowcraft, and master mason. Of course, it doesn't have to reference to Freemasonry. It's just one way of thinking about it, of those stages of development, those stages of growth. And you're approaching a bigger picture here. I kind of get the impression also that someone's like maybe a bit bitter because there's a loss of trust in them, or there's even a level of skepticism to them. Also, you know, I don't know why, I feel like sort of maybe family can be involved as far as those sort of personal issues you're going through here, or dynamics. I'm gonna actually switch this deck. If you're resonating with this reading, definitely feel free to like and subscribe, share, comment, all that stuff. And I am available for personal readings. If you want to book a personal reading, you can access that through my website that is in the description below. For the extended version of this reading, I also have a Patreon. So if you want to support me on Patreon, that is also available in the description below. For the personal readings, go to my website and then go to the shop. It's there. I also have artwork for sale. Yeah, I feel like you're really pulling all of your sources together to get something just right. And I also feel like you wonder if something will develop how you want it to. Um, hmm. Yeah, you might have to end something. What is that? Clarify. I feel like a big part of this is going to be facing a fear. Um, and also if you're sort of trying to get things right in a relationship, I don't know, I feel like you might meet some disappointment in your relationships. And I feel like a lot of your focus is going to end up going towards this goal or this developing project that you're doing or whatever it is that has that passion behind it, has that inspiration in it. I feel like that's really going to sort of take up a lot of your focus, particularly if there's certain things in your relationships that are maybe not aligning with you. And I do feel like there will be a communication or something. I don't know, you might even have to make, I also kind of get the impression of a lot of people sort of holding on to you or something, or trying to reach out to you. Maybe, also if you're trying to get someone to like come along with you on something or get on board with something, maybe they just don't have the capability of seeing it or of being in that way. And, you know, it kind of brings about realizations of what your needs are or what is a good fit for you. I kind of get the impression that might come about in an unexpected kind of way. I do feel like you've been looking at this for a while. I feel like there's even a sense of serendipity or luck. Yeah, especially in your career, because this, you know, we have think 5 and successful career. So this talks a lot about manifesting money and bringing in a lot of income. And, you know, through this process of following like signs or ambitions or that sort of inner voice, you've probably been refining your behaviors or your way of doing something. You've probably gained a lot of insight or learned, or, you know, kind of developed in a lot of ways. We also have goddess, healing feminine energy. That can also be a literal goddess if that fits. But there's something about that healing energy that has sort of revitalized or brought a spark into your life. And then again, you know, that brings you to the manifesting income and the successful career cards. So whatever it is that you're endeavoring on, you know, again, it does have this sort of massive feeling to it that I think you very much recognize and will appreciate and become the new version of yourself in a lot of ways. Create the quality of life that you want. A lot of realizations, I feel like, and then action to follow it. So I'm going to take this reading a bit further on my Patreon. So if you want to join us for the extended version of this reading, definitely do join us there. Again, the link is in the description below. That is where all of my extended readings go and all of my exclusive content. So definitely check that out. I also am going to be sending out a monthly print for the 3rd tier. So if you're interested in collecting artwork, live streams, exclusive content, and so on. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you all have a great day.